to that courtroom tomorrow because you are both vulnerable. And I don't like inviting the government into a family if it can be resolved otherwise. And I think you need some help as an individual. I think you need some help as an individual to deal with not topics that you guys peck at each other about, but issues that each of you live with. And then I think you need to have a co-parenting plan that is professionally devised, monitored to help you execute. And if you can do that, you could find some peace here without putting your family dynamic in jeopardy. So you'll do this, right?
Yes, I will.
And you will.
Absolutely.
And I will make these arrangements immediately. I mean, right now.
Thank you.
And in the meantime, take a breath, okay? All right. Fair enough?
Trying to get.
Okay. Coming up, it killed her mom, her grandma, and almost killed her. Find out what it was when we meet her next. Many people have never even heard of, including me. And then she ended up in the hospital with the very same infection. Here's Dale's story.
This is my mom and my grandma. In 2005, my grandmother contracted C. difficile, or C. diff. This disease is a highly contagious bacterial infection. When my grandmother was released from the hospital, my mother moved into her house to care for her. The C. diff did return, and my grandmother was taken back to the hospital. While my grandmother was fighting for her life, my mother was experiencing flu-like symptoms. I took my mother to the hospital, and she was diagnosed with C. difficile. While my mother was battling C. diff, my grandmother's health took a turn for the worse, and she ended up passing away. And then I was hospitalized. I was completely shocked that I came down with C. diff. My mother's condition had worsened. They put her on a ventilator in the ICU. Ultimately, she passed away.
Where's it?
My daughters never got to meet such wonderful women. I'm here living proof that people can survive, but this disease tore my family apart.
Well, Dale is joining me now, along with our very good friend and Chief Patient Officer of Pfizer, Dr. Frida Lewis Hall. So thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
And Dale, I can see this is still very raw for you, and I'm very sorry about your loss. When you started showing symptoms of C. difficile or C. diff, you caught it really early, right?
Yes, I was actually at my grandmother's funeral, and I started having stomach issues and had fainted. My father took me to the hospital, and I did test positive for C. difficile. I was actually taking antibiotics for a respiratory infection, and I have been told that antibiotics do make you more susceptible to the C.